Live from San Antonio, Texas. This is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy Jay.
Nah, no Mike. It's Rudy and LG. We might need to cut another spot for when all of us are off. Like, oh, it's LG and Rudy, or it's LG and Mike, or Rudy and Mike.
And they call Big Balls Pat Evans and have him cut
call
another
Big Balls
announcement.
Yeah, call Big Boss Pat Evans, man. What's up? Good morning, Earthlings. What's today? February 4th, 9 a.m. It's hot outside already. I'll never understand San Antonio weather. I love it. You know, I was kind of over the cold weather, but it's supposed to be up 84, 85 this week. Whatever. That's cool.
Punch the weather.
Punch the weather. Why not? It's weird. That's how people get sick. In the daytime you're in shorts, and then you walk outside at nighttime and it's 30. It's so weird. And then it's going to be in the 80s this week. Then drops back down next week into the 50s. So plan accordingly.
Punch whoever just hit the dislike button.
Well, there's no Mike, man. They love Mike. They love Mike. I get it. Hey, man, it's like, when Dak Prescott's hurt and the backup comes in, everybody's, it is what it is. Sucks. Mike's got fans. He's got a cult. He's the closest thing to Trump. Speaking of Mike Taylor, these people do whatever Mike Taylor tells them to do. So it is what it is. I get it. He'll be back tomorrow, y'all. He'll be back tomorrow. You got to put up with me and LG one more day. It's not our fault. He had to go see his babies. He could have. And today, I want to say today's his travel day. So I know he's flying in the lobby and then back down to here. You ever fly to Bush or a lobby?
Hobby.
I don't ever think Hobby. Yeah, Hobby. I don't think I've ever flown out of
Hobby
Bush.
I think Bush is the international one. Isn't Hobby just domestic flights?
Yeah. Oh,
yes. Okay.
Got you. Yeah, you're right. Then maybe I have done Bush. Shit, I don't remember. Anyway, thanks to everybody. What was that? Monday morning / Sunday night?
The Midnight Affair.
We did a midnight show, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Everybody will catch it, the next day. No. Y'all stayed up. I guess everybody was on a high one because obviously De'Aaron Fox coming to San Antonio. Then you add on the fact that Luka got traded to the Lakers, which we're going to discuss that a little later in the show. But
it was a big
y'all
sporting news day.
Yeah, big sporting news day. A lot of y'all were probably hurting at work Monday, but a lot of y'all work remote anyway. So you be in your drawers, just sitting there doing nothing. So it's all good. It's all good. But I just want to thank y'all for staying up that late with us Monday morning, should I say. And sticking with De'Aaron Fox, it was funny. LG and I were just talking about it before the show. He gets off the private jet. He's got a full beanie on, a trench coat, a sweater, like he's layered because he's coming from Minnesota, and he's like telling the Spurs brass, like, hey, man, I'm coming from Minnesota. They're like, yeah, man, take that shit off.
That trench coat is pretty fly, though.
That's
one of those.
Yeah, I need me one of those. I need me a trench coat. It doesn't look as good on me not being, 6'3" or whatever he is. But shout out to Fox. The Fox has landed. He has passed his physical, and according to reports, he is supposed to suit up tomorrow night versus the Atlanta Hawks. So we get Fox and Trae Young. So now we finally get to, I'm a big point guard guy, and there's some nights where I'm like, damn, this is a great point guard matchup. It's a great point guard matchup. And this is no disrespect to Chris Paul, but Chris Paul is a little bit past his prime. No disrespect to Trey Jones and these guys that we've had over. Hell, no, not even any disrespect to DeJounte Murray. But now we have one of those guys when it's like, oh, now when we get to play Memphis again, which we'll get to, the Spurs suck against Memphis. They're 1-15 against Memphis in the last 4 years. And some of those games are without John Morant. Some of those games were without Jaren Jackson Jr. You know what I mean? 1-15 in the last 4 years. But now, we get Trae Young, and it's not like, oh, Trae Young versus past his prime cone defensive player, CP3. No, it's Fox, Trae Young. So I'm excited for that. But I don't normally do this, but I mean, it's a one-off thing, and they don't need our help anyway. It's not like I'm helping them. This is one of the most busiest restaurants in all of San Antonio. They do just fine without us, so I don't mind that they're not a paid sponsor. But LG and I were talking about Fox's first restaurant he stopped at. Where he went to Bucanero, El Bucanero.
Yeah,
Huh?
El Bucanero. Hey.
Now, did he go to the one off 281 or did he come to the one in the hood?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was the one in the hood because the sign looked it looked a little different. He took a picture in the parking lot.
Dude, for Fox, guy making $200 million, that's no money. Bucanero a little expensive, but I do enjoy their food. And they got a good drink menu. My wife loves their shrimp cocktail. My sister-in-law loves their shrimp cocktail.
Is that the one that comes on like the Tecate can or?
Yeah, like you can get it like that. Yeah, you can get it like that. Or you
okay.
can get the traditional, but you can get the
like
one
the fish
like
bowl.
that. Yeah, you get the fish bowl, but they do have the one where it's like the Tecate can and then all the chamoy and all this other shit. I don't need all that, but
I'm good with all that. You can leave the chamoy off, and
then I don't want no damn chamoy. Don't pass me no chamoy ever in your life. So the Fox has landed. Fox in the hole. The Wemby Fox era starts tomorrow night in Atlanta as the Rodeo road trip is now upon us. And they started off how we felt like they would start off. Ofer. They get drummed last night by Memphis, 128-109. John Morant was back. He only played 29 minutes. Jaren Jackson had 31. Wemby had a solid game. Castle had another good game. Castle over the last, 10 games, he's averaging almost 18 points. He's playing well. And again, I guess now we get to see how well these guys are going to be able to gel. It's weird that he has to come in at this point, but it is what it is. So I'm looking forward to this Fox era because as we talked about Monday morning, didn't give up a damn thing.
No, not at all.
Didn't give up anything. This is why they stockpiled those picks. I want to say they unloaded 7 of those picks. They have 30 something. So to me, I feel like they took the Oklahoma City Thunder route. This is what Sam Presti's done. This is why he landed Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They just got a whole bunch of picks, for him, and this is what they do. And I think when you're a small market, if that's even such a thing, when you're a small market team, this is how you have to build your teams, and you try to capitalize before it's time for guys to get paid. Keldon's on a family-friendly deal. Even though Vassell got paid, it's still a family-friendly deal. So you may have 2 guys, depending on if they're first team All-NBA or not, at the max or the super max or whatever the case may be. But I can't lie, man. I haven't seen the city this excited about basketball in quite some time. But
since the 2023 draft, yeah.
Since the 2023 draft, you're right. But how fitting is it, though, LG? And I might ruffle some feathers with this, and I don't care. I'm okay with that. How fitting is it that he's going to wear the number of a guy that didn't want to be here?
There's actually we have breaking news.
Okay, what's the breaking news? Let's talk about this. I'm glad we brought this up. Okay, so what I thought he was going to wear number 2, which
everybody thought he was going to wear number 2 because in the building's own Don Harris reported that he would be wearing Kawhi Leonard's former number 2. A lot of people got upset about that, but he has changed his mind. Don Harris is now reporting. He's going to wear the number 4 in honor of his wife's number when she played here at Johnson High School.
I like it. Yeah, there's no number 4 on this team. Oh, Keldon's already number 0 because I know at Kentucky he wore 0 because he said no one could guard him.
Yeah,
so he's
he
gonna
gave
wear
up 3 for CP3, switched to 0. But Fox is going to wear number 4. Here's my question: in Sacramento, his nickname was Fox Force 5 because of his number. What's his nickname now? What do we got?
Hopefully, it hasn't been branded well enough to where it'll matter. Damn, I don't know. It was Fox Force 5.
Yeah.
Huh.
We'll figure it out.
No, LG. We'll make up something.
It'll come naturally.
Well, that kind of steers me away from my take then. because one, I did not know that had broke that he was going to wear number 4. But what I was going to say, and again, I know this isn't a popular opinion, but why would he be wearing a jersey that should be in the rafters?
You think
Kawhi's
Kawhi? Oh, you're going to open up a can of worms.
What do you mean? You don't feel like Kawhi's jersey should be retired?
Not here, no.
No, you don't think it should be? We got Avery Johnson's up there, LG. Bruce Bowen, Johnny Moore. Like, we got people up there that's like, hey,
but none of those did us dirty.
But we don't get number 5 without him. And he's a Hall of Famer. If he quit today, he's going to the Basketball Hall of Fame. Kawhi's number, keep in mind, this is what I say too, LG. The coach that drafted him and coached him up and ultimately ended up trading him stopped a live NBA basketball game and told people to stop booing him.
I'll still boo him to this day.
They hug every time they see each other. It's all ha-ha and kiki. I look, no matter how things ended, you can't erase what they accomplished from 2011 up until 2018.
It's true, but he's a
finals MVP in our uniform.
He's still an active player. His number's not up there, so his number's still available. Until it's up there, anyone can use it. You can't reserve it before.
No. I would no. First of all, no, you're right. What I'm saying is it shouldn't even be an option. But I don't know when they do that. Maybe they'll do it after he retires from basketball, which the way his knees are set up, it may be sooner than later. But I would not mind. Again, you got to think about this. In 2040, are we still going to be mad at Kawhi? Like, at some point, don't you let bygones be bygones and say, hey, man, we went to 2 finals together. You got a finals MVP for us. Bygones be bygones. It should be in the rafters. Because again, I don't think 20 years from now we're gonna be this mad. I can't believe we still mad. Are you still mad?
I'm not mad, but
you're
never
not
forget.
Mad, but you're not mad, but you're just like, fuck him, right?
Exactly.
Right.
It's like an ex-wife. There was good times and then there was bad times, but still, fuck her.
Still fuck her.
Yeah, exactly. Are they gonna put his number up in Toronto? He got them a chip.
Ooh.
One and done. Got them a chip.
I'm gonna say because he was only there for 1 year. No, you have to. Who's up there? Vince Carter?
I have no idea.
I know they just retired
definitely
Vince,
Vince,
so I know
for sure.
Vince is up there, so I know Vince is up there. But shit, Pat Riley retired Michael Jordan's number in the Miami Heat's arena, and Michael Jordan never played there.
What?
Yes, the number 23 is in the rafters in the Heat's arena. You cannot wear Michael Jordan's number on Pat Riley's watch. Now, when Pat retires, they may pull that down and say, hey, you can have it. But right now, Michael Jordan's number is retired at the Heat arena. But damn, I can't believe y'all don't think that Kawhi's number should be retired. That's crazy.
There's only 2 up in Canada, Bill Russell and Vince Carter.
Bill Russell?
Yeah, apparently Bill Russell.
That's one of those Pat Riley, Michael Jordan things. Gotta be, right? There wasn't even no Toronto franchise, so that's just like a homage to Bill Russell.
That's weird, yeah.
Yes,
I guess it is. I guess you can retire whoever the fuck you want.
You can retire whoever the hell you want, dude. Well, anyway, De'Aaron Fox is here. I know Don Harris. I was watching Don Harris's piece. He went on and on and on about how great Brian Wright is and this plan and trust the process and stuff like that. I'll say this with all due respect to Don Harris. Brian Wright isn't getting the benefit of the doubt from me just yet. You know, like we're coming. Let's like we're coming off one of the greatest runs ever in sports, especially for a small market with what Pop and RC did. Because you landed a guy that ultimately wanted to be here. Now, again, he didn't have to give up much, but I think that has to do with Sacramento as much as it has to do with Brian Wright. And Sacramento got their guy, Zach LaVine. They got who they wanted. But the soliloquy Don Harris went on about Brian Wright kind of made me like, wait a minute. First of all, it's Sam Presti's blueprint, even though Sam Presti did come from the Spurs umbrella. First of all, it's Sam Presti's blueprint. And number two, can we get to the playoffs first before we start patting Brian Wright on the butt? Oh, Brian, he went on and on like Brian, like everybody was mad that he took this guy, and everybody's mad that he took this guy. Just no, we're not this. That trust the process shit is over with until further notice. We don't have to trust any process. I don't know what Keldon's going to be. People are already down and out. Keep in mind, we're talking about praising Brian Wright. Well, Don Harris is, but
I like Johnson.
While everybody that's a Spur fan was willing to give up everybody on that roster except for Castle. So everybody that he's drafted, we were willing to be like, I'm done with him. And then last night, you kind of see it. Like, damn, like who's really here to help Vic out? Again, it was a nice trade. Matter of fact, it was a brilliant trade. It was a great trade. You didn't give up anything. But I'm not praising him for Sam Pagney and Keldon and Branham and Wesley. I'm not praising them for that. These are all people that he picked on his watch that won 20-something games last year with Victor Wembanyama.
Don't forget, he also gave Zach Collins a ridiculous amount of money.
Gave Zach Collins big money.
He managed to get out of that somehow.
Could have had Sengun, who's doing great things for the Rockets. But he chose Primo. All right. Rudy, stop shooting in the hood. I'm not shooting in the hood. All I'm saying is, like, there was a time that we could say that, like, trust the process. When 21's out there walking around with his head down and number 20 and number 9 are walking around out there, then we could trust the process. Brian Wright's not, look, bravo. Victor needed help, and you needed to address it now because you don't have time to wait on these new athletes. At some point, they get tired and they want to leave. So bravo. But pat on the booty, trust the process. No, sir, not yet. I know what I'm
show me some winning time.
Then let's get to the playoffs first. Like, we were willing to trade this entire roster for someone because everybody's out on everybody. Yes, do they have moments of, wow, they look really good? Absolutely. But they're 21-26, 8-13 on the road. And they're about to be on the road for a while. And they just lost their 15th game out of the last 16 to the Memphis Grizzlies, one of the young and up-and-coming teams that you will eventually have to maneuver through on your way to getting where you want to get. A team owns you. Now, again, a lot of that is before Vic, but some of it's on Vic's watch. And one of those wins on Vic's watch is without John Morant. So before we put Brian Wright in the Hall of Fame, Don, love you. You still owe us a Sunday night. I ain't forget. Pump the brakes a bit. Don's forgot more about the Spurs than I'll ever know, but he's ahead of he's speeding just because of this trade, though.
Yeah, let's give it 10 games before we.
Yeah, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Can we let's get to the playoffs, which is very much in sight. Which I'm expecting at least to be in the play-in. I expect them to at least get into the play-in, and then let's see how the chips fall. But again, they got to gel.
I'm just ready for some exciting, slam dunk contest style dunks coming from this dude.
Yeah,
this dude loves to jam it.
He loves to jam it. He's a lefty. Left-hand people are weirdos. Left-hand people are weirdos. They're hard to guard. Ask Manu. We had a left-handed guy that was pretty good before. So here we are, man, and we get to see it tomorrow night. Fox and Wemby against the Atlanta Hawks, who another, point that Don made that's true. We didn't give up that Hawks pick. We still have 2 first-round picks this year. So, but now, make it taste good. You can have all the ingredients, but that don't mean the shit tastes good. That's all I want to see. Anyway, right now, the only person that I'm really high on is outside of Wemby and Fox is Castle. Sohan has his moments for me. I like Sohan. I ain't going to lie. I like the dirty work Sohan does. I feel like he's our Rodman. he's our Draymond. So I like Sohan. I like to keep him as well. But everybody else, y'all got some proving to do if this thing's gonna take the next step as we think it should. Speaking of NBA trades, I got to thinking, man, this whole Luka thing, and I talked to a lot of people in Dallas. They went from hurt, sad, upset, confused to, well, you know what? This ain't that bad if Anthony Davis can stay healthy. And that if is the size of Texas. He's always hurt. But I think Dallas, LG, at first I was like, you know what? Lucas must be an asshole. They don't like his work ethic, blah, blah, blah. And which may all tie into this, but I feel like because he's made 5 first team All NBAs, it's not going to stop, which means he's eligible for the Supermax, which means they would be on the hook for $350 million. And I feel like they took the Saquon Barkley route. They're like, hey, we love you. You're really, really talented. You're one of the top 5 players in all of the NBA. You just took us to a final, but we don't want to be on the hook for a guy with your work ethic for $350 million. And I always talk about teams saying, well, we have to pay this guy and we have to pay that guy. No, you don't. You don't have to do anything. I just feel like, keep in mind, there's the video of Michael Finley taking a beer from him after he won the Western Conference Finals, which I thought was a stretch. It's the Western Conference Final. Like, let the guy have a beer, but maybe he has too many beers. I don't know, but they didn't want to pay. I think that ultimately it wasn't nothing. I think everybody in there liked him. I think he was a likable guy. This was all like new when we did the show Monday morning, and I was trying to find answers. But I really think it came down to them like, you know what? We can't be on the hook. I can't trust this guy for $350 million. We'll be hamstrung for forever. So I get it, but I still don't get it. Because it's Luka, man. They're like literally coming off of an NBA final. But $350 million is a lot to commit to a guy that comes in out of shape every year. Every year, Luka has to play himself into shape. And I just don't think they trust him. But I get where the Lakers are coming from. The Lakers are like, look, man, we don't know how much longer we got LeBron. Let's start the train for another superstar, because we got it. Because at the end of the day, the Lakers are a lot like the Cowboys. Like at the end of the day, we got bills to pay. We got a lot of bills to pay. We got money to make. And Luka is one of those guys that's going to put butts in seats. Hell, I remember Klay Thompson just said about a week ago, he was like, I knew Luka was that dude when Kobe came courtside to watch him. He was like, Kobe didn't come out to watch anybody, but Luka got him out of the house. It was one of the last times we saw him and Gigi together. Luka got him outside. So Luka is box office. Luka is one of the people you pay to see play, but can you trust him? And the Lakers have experience in dealing with this person. The Shaq was the same way. That's why him and Kobe bumped heads. Shaq would come in out of shape, and then he'd play himself into shape. So it's not unheard of or something that we haven't seen. But again, I said some things about Luka the other day that are probably like, in the moment and you going live. But I just think it really came down to a business decision. Kind of like the Giants. Like, hey, we love Saquon, but it just doesn't make sense for us to pay him the type of money that he's going to get on the open market. You got any chats I need to read? Anybody? Anything? Is this the Mavs?
Really.
Okay, cool. Is this the Mavs owner slowly sabotaging the team so they can dart to Vegas? No. No, they'll never leave Dallas. No, look, people are lining up people want to get to Vegas, right? But
Vegas will have a team soon.
Yes, and I feel like LeBron will be one of the owners.
They do need a team in Vegas.
Yeah. I can't believe, like, if you would have told me that the last major sport to get to Vegas would be the NBA, if you would have told me that 10 years ago, I would have laughed at you. I'm like, they're going to be the first. Vegas is the NBA. Like, that's what they're all about. So for baseball and football to beat them to Vegas is shocking to me. But I don't think they're going to go. I don't know if they're going to go expansion, but I also don't know who moves. Who's supposed to move? the Mavericks, the Raptors, the Grizzlies, like who, I don't know what team is supposed to move. Because remember, when Seattle moved, when the Sonics moved, it was a disaster. It took a while for that thing to, gel and us or accept it.
Seattle deserves a team more than Vegas. We need basketball back in Seattle.
And you know what, LG?
Vegas.
If I just took off my business hat and doing what's right, yes, they certainly deserve a team before Vegas. I won't disagree with you there. And you know what, LG? To keep it real, it's weird when you have 31. So maybe that's on the table. Maybe that's on the table where you go.
Talking about doing an expansion, not moving a team, just creating new teams.
Right. Yeah, because you want to go even numbers. So maybe you go Seattle and Vegas. Or maybe you go, I've heard, the Las Vegas of the South. Maybe you go Vegas and Nashville. I know you already have a team in Memphis, but hell, we got 3 teams in Texas, got 3 or 4 teams in Cali, got a couple teams in New York. Nashville is one of the top towns in America right now. I've never been. I've heard great things about it, depending on who you are, depending on what type of things you like. But maybe you go Vegas and Nashville. I don't know. But I know Nashville's getting their new football arena built, and they're going to have a Super Bowl as soon as the last nail is hammered in. Speaking of the Big East, how many times you been in New Orleans? It is Super Bowl week.
I've been there twice.
I've only been once.
Yeah.
Good time.
It's good time. Good food. Real good food.
Great food. Great food. I had turtle soup. I ate a little Ninja Turtle. I ate Michelangelo, and it was delicious.
Really? Turtle soup?
My brother-in-law made me try. My brother-in-law's a foodie, like in the when I say like foodie, like foodie. Some like a real foodie, like, yeah, put that on my plate. I'm trying it. Like he's one of those guys, like a Zimmer, like those Bourdain.
Yeah, like Andrew Zimmer. I would try.
Yeah.
It. I would
and
try.
He made me. He's like, just try
turtle before.
Dude,
I've had frog legs.
Does it taste like chicken?
Yeah,
it's rubbery, right? It's more rubbery.
It's a little rubbery, and the bones are weird too. Like they're real. There's just a lot of bones in frog legs. They're real flat and weird looking. I don't care for it.
Yeah, the turtle soup was seasoned to perfection. So maybe it wasn't that good, but you're in New Orleans. And if there's one thing New Orleans does right, it's season their food to perfection.
Hell yeah.
So
I will have to say that Bourbon Street is overrated though. It's
why is it overrated?
If you've never been there, you think it's like this big old long street, but it's a tiny, like, what is it, like maybe 100 feet? Like it's not that long.
Oh, is it? So, okay, yeah. Did I go to Bourbon Street? Yeah, we did go to Bourbon Street. It was kind of tiny. But I was with like a huge group of people and everybody had an agenda. So I need to go back with just my wife and I and just, you know what I mean? Just go do what it is, whatever we do. But I went into a cool bar with some live music. Like, it's not jazz. It wasn't jazz. I don't know what it was, but it was fucking awesome. It was awesome. I still haven't been to Memphis. I've heard they got like a strip that's really cool.
Did you not do any Tennessee on your little tour with the Air Force?
No Tennessee.
No Tennessee, huh?
No Tennessee. No Tennessee.
Pull your microphone a little bit there off your beard.
Is it off the beard again?
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. All right. Speaking of Bourbon Street, speaking of bourbon, Texas Cheer Liquor, 7 locations, 6 in the greater San Antonio area, 1 out there in Bernie. Appreciate all of y'all that took advantage of the January specials. I'll be waiting to hear from AD and Renee on what the February specials are. I seen them in the chat earlier during the show. So, AD, if you're there, let me know. Get those February specials to us so we can get these in the building / Thunderdomers into Texas Cheer Liquor. Like again, 7 locations. Don't forget, when you go in there, you can't say Mike, you can't say Rudy, you can't say LG. You got to say, hey, I'm in the building. Make sure they get your 5% off on all things except tobacco. You can't get on tobacco, can't get it on a Coke, can't get on a 12-pack of Sprites. But, beer, wine, liquor. Texas Cheer Liquor, official liquor store of In the Building.
It's sing, motherfucker.
Let's punch some people real quick, LG. I got two, and again, I don't like to punch women, even if it's virtually, but I got to punch two people because this is going to lead us into fake outrage. America loves to be fake mad. Like it's just a part of what we do. But I want to punch the two AP reporters that were interviewing Babyface on the red carpet at the Grammys. They're interviewing Babyface. You got to pull up that video, LG, when you get some time. They're interviewing Babyface, legend. Just look up Babyface's catalogs of songs he's written and produced. And one of them spots Chappelle Roan walking behind Babyface. And in the middle of while they're talking to Babyface, who, and I'm not saying Roan isn't her own legend in her own right for this generation. Again, these are two younger women. They go, while they're talking to him, like, me and you, we're talking, and I see Chappelle Roan. I'm like, Chappelle. And Babyface is like, y'all want to go and talk to her? And they're like, yeah. And Babyface, all right, I'll go do that. In the middle of his interview, and these are two women hired by the AP. They're working for the AP. But this is the thing. This is what happens when you hire people based on their social media following. And I get the world we're living in. I'm not knocking them. That's not their fault that the AP decided to hire them for the Grammys. But that's the type of unprofessional shit that you're going to have happen when you have this person on the red carpet solely because they have a huge following. And you know nobody's going to watch this shit on TV. So you're trying to hire everybody with a huge following to get eyes on the Grammys, get eyes on the red carpet to justify what you're charging these advertisers. But that's freaking, I'm not saying this, I don't know anything about Chappelle Roan. So I'm not saying that she's not legend. I'm not saying that she doesn't fit their demo. The two young ladies, I'm sure Chappelle Roan fits their demo of their following way more than Babyface. I'm sure their following don't know who Babyface is. I'm sure a bunch of people in the chat don't know who Babyface is.
They probably had to Google who he was before they did the interview.
Right, and I'm sure they had somebody in their ear feeding them questions because they don't know Babyface. And I get that. I understand them not knowing him, and I understand they just interviewing, they just trying to get gets. But your professionalism has to kick in, and you have to say, damn, I guess we're going to miss Chappelle Roan because we're sitting there. Or wrap Babyface up. Like, hey, baby, great job. Good luck tonight on the songs that you've written. We appreciate your time. And then, boom, get to Chappelle. But in the middle of what this man's talking, and one of the ladies, because there's two of them interviewing him, and they're like, trying to be serious. And then the one of them spots Chappelle, and she's like, Chappelle. And Babyface looked at her like, what the fuck? And she said Chappelle again. And at that point, Babyface is offended. He's like, y'all want to do that? And she's like, and he's like, y'all go do that. And they're like, we're so sorry. No, you're not.
This is just unprofessional, but
this is what happens when you hire influencers to do real media members' jobs because they got 200,000 followers. And it's going on a lot. I got a really good buddy that does all the country music awards. He does, like, he's a country dude. He's in the country, the hats, the gear, the clothes, the music, everything. And because he's a huge social influencer, he gets hired for all this shit. And I'm just like, damn, I ain't never done any of that shit. How do I get to 100,000 followers so I can get hired for these gigs? I'm talking about interviewing everybody that is somebody at the Country Music Awards. And now he's into it. He knows them because that's what he do. But it's just like no background in
zero interview skills. Yeah.
Zero interview skills. And, and he's done well. He's done well, but it's just, that's where we are. It ain't got nothing to do, like, you could be in radio or television for 20 years. If you ain't got no social media following, we might get left behind. we might get left behind. Greg says, let's punch people saying Kawhi needs to be in the Raptors, knowing damn well he's never going to step foot in the city after he retires. Whatever, Greg. There you go. I told you, Greg, if you come in here negative, you need to leave some money. So punch those two young ladies that disrespected the legend, the myth, the monster, the Loch Ness monster that is musical songwriting and producing genius Babyface. He deserved better than that, but They don't know him. It ain't their fault. Blame their producers for making them interview somebody that they don't know who the hell he is. You got anybody you want to punch?
Yeah, I want to punch Elon Musk.
Oh, shit. What did Elon do?
There's a number of reasons, but
what's the main one?
Specifically, this shouldn't be, a political thing on either side, but he recently posted on X that anybody who posts criticism of the Trump administration will be banned.
I thought he was totally against that. I thought he was all for free speech. I thought that's what X was about.
That's what I thought. Doesn't matter which side you're on. You should be able to post criticism of any administration.
LG, especially when, again, we're not even being political. This is just being fair, right? For 4 years that Biden was in office, do you know how many Biden flags we had to watch fly? All the other side did was talk shit about Biden for 4 years, which it's their right. But now that because
we can't post anything, against the administration, we can't post.
So
anything.
You'll be banned.
You get banned. Yeah, he posted that last night. Anybody who posts anything about Trump will be banned, and it's like, what?
I thought he was Mr. Free Speech.
Nah, it's now a state-ran media outlet.
Oh.
It's a propaganda machine now. I mean, if you can't have free speech, then what is it?
And again, LG, we're just talking about criticism, LG. We're not talking about death threats.
Like, we can't even
I'm just
criticize.
Talking about criticism. I know what you mean. Right. We're just talking about criticism. Nobody talking about killing the man. But for 4 years, all they did was talk shit about Biden, and now we're gonna mute people.
It's ridiculous.
And some of the shit that they were saying about Biden was dead on, spot on, which is why we should have free speech.
There's a number of other reasons I could punch him, but this one is number one because I feel like this hits all the sides.
Let me ask you this. And again, trying to stay politically free as possible. We're not choosing sides. At what point do you think him and Trump collide? Because right now, because perception is everything. And it's perceived by the American public that Elon is in charge. How long before that drives Donnie crazy and these two bump heads and it gets at some point they collide, right? Or no?
It hasn't happened yet. So
no, it's early. It's early.
And now Trump is meddling in South African politics on Elon's request. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe when the money runs out, maybe after Trump spends all that, almost 300 million that Elon gave him, maybe when that runs out and Elon doesn't cut another check, that's when they bump heads. But who knows?
Who knows?
Not to get
punch Elon
here.
No, we ain't doing
politics.
We're not doing politics. That's general talk. Like, damn, we can't criticize the administration.
We can't do anything. It's like, what the hell?
And sometimes it'd be your own side that wants to criticize it. Sometimes you've been duped into thinking things are going to go one way, and you come to find out it ain't going that way at all, and you want to criticize, and you can't, and you voted for the person. That's crazy. Anyway, yeah, so punch Elon, punch the AP, punch the two ladies that diss Babyface. It's Orlando Kell. Don't punch your wife. Just call up Orlando Kell. The law office is Orlando Kell at 210-775-4995. Orlando Kell Law at gmail.com. Speaking of the Grammys, when's the last time you sat down and watched the Grammys, LG?
Over a decade ago? I can't even remember.
You know what? In all honesty, LG, I've never. I've watched the performance. You know what I mean? I'll tune in here, I'll tune in there, but I've never sat down and watched the Grammys. And I think that's the case for most people, which is why they hire influencers, because they know nobody's really going to sit down and watch on television. But late punch, for everybody mad, fake outrage 101. Everybody mad that Beyonce won Country Album of the Year. Y'all hate Beyonce so much. Like, y'all don't give a shit who wins Country Album of the Year. You don't care about that shit. You don't. You don't. If I asked you to tell me without Googling, quick, hurry up, give me the Country Album of the Year in 2022, 2021, since you care so much. It's fake outrage. Y'all hate Beyonce so much. Y'all are really acting like you're pissed off about Beyonce winning Country Album of the Year. You laugh. Everybody laughed when she didn't win any country music awards. Everybody laughed. You know what? She had to take it on the chin. She had to take it on the chin. Like, hey, you know what? Everybody's talking about it ain't country. It ain't country. It ain't been country for a decade. Y'all let Taylor Swift do it. You let Post Malone do it. Some of the people that are supposed to be country been doing pop country for over a decade. It ain't been country for forever.
They welcomed Post Malone with open arms.
Like, you see, LG, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, like, you're not really mad. You just hate Beyonce. You don't care. Y'all don't care who wins Country Album of the Year. You just mad that Beyonce won it. I've never seen anything like this ever. Like, y'all hate her that much? Like, to where it ruins your day? Like, to where you take time out of your day to post on Facebook about it? She put Dolly Parton on the album. She put Willie Nelson on the album. I've never listened to the shit. I don't give a shit about the girl. I haven't
listened to it. Only the one song that they pumped into our ears over the last year.
It hasn't been country in for forever. It ain't been country in for forever. Country music has been changed. Don't put that on Beyonce's lap. Don't put that on Beyonce's lap. Yes, Ted Cruz's travel agent. Kid Rock is rock, not country, not a word. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say without saying it. I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say. Like, y'all don't really care, man.
What does it even matter? Why do we have to put music even in this genre? There's two types of music, good and bad. Not hip hop, not pop rock, not soul, not even jazz.
Yeah. I just like all I'm saying is I feel like you can think that you can feel like the album was trash. I got a super chat to read, don't I? got a couple of them.
Got a couple.
Greg gave us 99 cents because he was being a meanie. He was being a negative Nathan, so he knows if he's going to be negative and mean, he has to leave money. Andy Griffiths, 1999, punch Kanye for letting his woman dress virtually naked on the red carpet. I sent LG the picture of Kanye and Bianca, but LG being the manager of this show, we don't want to lose our money for the day. And if you do things wrong, you could even get your channel blocked. And we definitely can't have
borderline nudity.
It's borderline nudity.
Even though the picture you sent had the nips blurred out.
It did?
Yeah. But they're not blurred out very well.
And this is the thing. If you really want to see it, you can see it. You know, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. But yeah, that's not a bad punch. Kanye knows how to get people talking. But no, y'all ain't mad at y'all don't care about who won that award. Y'all just hate Beyonce. And you know what? I would rather you say that, especially men. Women, I get it. Women are catty. Women are jealous. You know what I mean? Women, you know, women, all the shit that women do, they do it for each other. Like fake eyelashes, big booties, tit implants. It ain't to attract men. It's to make other women envious and jealous. And so you can walk in the room and feel like you somebody. So women, I get women not liking Beyonce because y'all ain't her. But when men taking time out of their day to talk shit, like, again, I ain't no big Taylor Swift fan, but I ain't gonna go out of my way to talk shit about her on social media. Like, you dudes that that talk shit about women on social media, take time out of the day to talk shit about women on social media, y'all are weird. Y'all are weird, and I think you didn't lose your virginity till you're like 25. Like, y'all don't care about that shit. Stop it. Stop it. It's okay, man. It's just because, again, it's February 4th. By February 15th, this will be forgotten. Mark celebrates 11 months of membership. Beyonce is hot, though. That is true. She is a beautiful young lady. Married to the greatest rapper alive of all time. And speaking of Grammys and fake outrage, and we'll end it here about the Grammys. Kendrick Lamar, pull up that Kendrick Lamar, the stats he put up at the Grammys. Song of the year, record of the year, best rap song, best rap performance, best music video. Has there ever been a song more overhyped and more overrated than They Not Like Us? Like, was this a great song, LG, or were we just so happy as a society to see somebody chop off Drake's head because we've been inundated with Drake music for the better part of a decade? He'll have 10 songs on the radio at any given time. Was it that great of a song, or were we just happy to see Drake get taken down? Like, give me your initial thoughts when you first heard it. What did you think? The first time you heard it.
It was all right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, dog. I'm not even trying to hate. I'm just like, wait, this song is not that good.
Here's the thing, though. Did anything else better come out last year than that song? It might not be that good, but was anything better than it?
Shit, LG.
Because if it's all trash, you got to pick the best of the trash. I don't think there was anything better. It may not be a great song. I think, yeah, people were happy to see Drake get.
I liked Tyler, the Creators. Look, I think I'm okay with. But see, to me, to get 5 Grammys pretty much for all the same thing. Like, why is that 5 different categories when it's really all one? Like, I think the video could be separate. Yeah, he got 5 awards, which you could really narrow down to 2. Yeah. Song of the year. What's the difference between song of the year and record of the year?
Is record the whole album? Was this a single, or did he release a whole album with this song on it?
He did release an album. He released the album last year.
So I'm guessing record of the year is the album.
Best rap song. Best rap performance. It was huge. It's like it's at 1 trillion streams.
So, but what I don't understand the rap performance thing. Like, performance to me is like live. You're performing it. Did he get an award for performing it somewhere?
No, it's just a performance of a song.
I don't understand that. That category needs to be eliminated. Unless they're talking about a live performance.
No, and I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve the award. I'm just saying from again, like I said, you can think Beyonce's album is trash, but I'm not outraged about Kendrick winning any of these awards. What I'm saying is the song wasn't that good to me. But again, I'm almost 50. I didn't listen to any of their diss tracks all the way through. Like, they went back. Keep in mind, this one just landed and became colossal. But he had 2 other diss tracks against Drake. I never listened to one of them all the way through. And guess what? I never listened to one of Drake's diss songs to Kendrick all the way through. I was just like, okay, cool, whatever. But this song is about, it's 4 minutes of him saying Drake's a pedophile in 2-3 other ways, and he's not really black, and he's a culture vulture, and he sleeps with everyone's wives, which is true. That does come back to haunt you.
There's a lot of people that I noticed on like Reddit and other social medias that didn't even know this song was a diss track for Drake until they looked it up.
So they were just enjoying the song, not really listening to it. They're just enjoying the beat and the vibe.
It's people who don't follow hip hop. They're just like, what?
Because he says, and you know what? To be honest, man, his voice, to me, he's a black Eminem. I'm like, we already have
Yes. Yes.
He's like, hey, Drake, I heard you like I'm young. I'm just like, yo, this is M. You can hear
Slim Shady.
And I get it. There's nothing wrong with Eminem being somebody that you look up to. Like, Eminem is one of the best to ever do it. I don't have no problem. I don't ride around the M, but I don't ride around the Kendrick either. So it's clear you can hear the Eminem influence in Kendrick and some of the delivery. But I'm like, damn, that song annoyed me. Hey, Drake, I heard you like I'm young. I'm just like, dude, this is stupid.
I've never
Again,
liked his voice anyway. Like
I hate his voice. I'm not like
the tone of
Kendrick
the voice
has
is
some,
awful.
right. Kendrick has some music that I enjoy. He has a few songs that I'm like, yo, that's my shit. But for the most part, I can't get through it. And not only that, like this is the other thing. I'm 5'9", right? I get no respect. Short people don't get no respect. Kendrick's like 4'6". If he couldn't rap, we'd be giving him wedgies. You know, I'm just not a huge fan of Kendrick Lamar. Wait, what? Adrian Robles, Eminem's the greatest lyricist ever. Lyricist?
He's probably one of the greatest writers ever.
Yeah.
The greatest writers of rap ever.
Yeah, for sure.
He can write a freaking some.
Yeah, he can write. But I'm just not a big fan of Kendrick Lamar. I'm just not. I never have been. Yeah, he has some hit records that I like, but I just never, like the day Kendrick drops, like there's some guys that'll drop and I'm like, all right, I'm getting in the car, I'm turning this shit up, I'm ride around, I'm gonna get a vibe to it. Like when Kendrick comes out, like I get to it when I get to it. So maybe that has something to do with my take, but I just feel like it's the most overhyped and overrated song because Drake won for so long. I just feel like we were tired of him. We were Drake fatigue, and we were just happy to see somebody lop his head off, which is what he did. Like Drake's in a weird spot.
Yeah, he didn't start at the bottom.
He's in a weird spot too. A lot of people, like when it first was going down, I was like, they're like, oh, Drake will never recover. I'm like, you sound stupid. But at this point, I'm wondering, do we just view him? I'm gonna like it. Like if I like the song, I like the song. I'm not gonna like the song and be like, yeah, but Kendrick dissed him, so I can't like it. Like I'm a grown ass man. I like what I want to like. But there's a lot of people feel like that he'll never fully recover from this, which is
Drake
insane. Ja Rule never did.
Drake is a pop artist. Kendrick is a rapper.
You don't consider Drake a rapper? Drake got some bars, LG. You don't consider him a rapper?
Yeah, but he makes music for the popular. He's a pop artist. He may rap on his stuff. So did Linkin Park. Just because you have rap on your music doesn't make you a hip hop artist. He's a pop artist. Pop star. Kendrick is actually a legit hip hop.
No, Kendrick's a rapper. Kendrick's a rapper.
Young Money.
Kendrick's a rapper. But I just felt like it was overhyped. But that's it. That's the end of that. I don't think we'll ever talk that much music or Grammys.
We'll talk ever again after the Super Bowl, I'm sure.
Oh, shit. That's right. You're right. He got to do the Super Bowl performance, which he has so much momentum going into this thing. Again, a lot of people were upset that Lil Wayne didn't get the nod, but if you've ever seen Lil Wayne live, he doesn't. While Lil Wayne has 100 more hits than Kendrick Lamar. But now this is what I will say. Kendrick knows how to put on a show. Lil Wayne live is awful. Hit records out of his ass. Hit records out of his ass. Yes, he could turn on the mic. He could turn on the song, hold the mic, and we'll know every word. But actually putting on a performance and putting the show together, Lil Wayne is disgustingly awful. So I know it's in New Orleans. Maybe he brings out Lil Wayne for a quick song. I don't know. But Lil Wayne's live performance abilities are not ready. And I don't know if they'll ever be because of all the lean and Percocets and shit that he does. I don't think he'll ever be ready for 150 million people.
Shit? Damn.
Yeah, man. Sad. It's sad. So there's that. Grammy Talk brought to you by RNR Auto Glass. Appreciate the good folks over at RNR Auto Glass. If you do need a glass, a windshield, a passenger window, back window, give them a call at 210-340-2588 or look them up at rnrautoglass.com. They're at 104 West Tacoma Drive, San Antonio, Texas, 78216. They had to take care of Mike's kiddo 2 times in the last 6 months, and both times I think they were in and out in less than an hour combined. Call them up, say this is the car, this is the side of, this is the side of the car. They'll let you know if it's in stock. Once it's in stock, head over there. You'll be in and out in no time.
And if you have a Kia or a Hyundai, you probably will need them at some point and they usually have that glass in stock. I may have to give them a call because I got another damn rock chip on my freaking windshield.
How?
I don't
how
know.
big
I
is
just
it?
noticed it. It's tiny, but you got to get it fixed before the crack spreads.
Yeah, and it spreads once it start getting hotter. It spreads. So yeah, you
the
got to give them a
temperature
call.
changes will do that.
So do they do the like how they have the the windshield chip dude in the grocery store parking lot? Do they do those where they just punch the glass and fill it before it spreads, or do they always just
You kind of like,
So
I
you
think
can go
the
to R&R
process
for
is you
that
drill
too.
like a little tiny hole and then fill that with some kind of glass filler, and that stops it from the crack from getting bigger.
Okay.
I've already done it once with them on my current vehicle, so I got to do it again.
Sounds good. Sounds good. That's RNR Auto Glass, rnrautoglass.com, or give them a call at 210-340-2588. Serving San Antonio since 2006. You've been in business almost 20 years. You're doing something right. And we love the people over at RNR Auto Glass. They've always supported Mike Taylor's show, in the building, everything. So much love to those great people over there. It's rodeo time, man. Anybody been out to the rodeo?
Has it officially started yet? I'm still doing like
I don't
prep
think
for
so.
the rodeo. I think they're still laying the dirt down.
Yeah,
the barbecue
I don't think it
ended. The barbecue cook-off already ended.
Did Ruben win? I don't think he ever responded.
They didn't place this year. He responded on our last show.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah. They didn't place this year, but they should have. I call a blasphemy on that. It was fixed.
Always.
The rig was in. It's politics. I'm sure somebody, knew the judge or something.
Oh yeah. It's always the case. I do like to take the girls to the carnival portion, where you can walk through the rodeo, go to the back, and there's all the rides and stuff. My girls do like that. Now,
you trust your kids on those rides?
They don't do many rides.
Okay.
They don't do the rides really.
They're not hopping on the Gravitron?
No, not really. We just going to eat and shoot hoops on a crooked small basketball goal that you'll never make the shot on. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like get them out. They kind of like it. I do like looking at some of the cows and some of the pigs, and the one part I do like the lasso. I like some of the like bull riding, whatever it's called. I like some of the activities. Like some of that shit is cool, but you gotta have your money right. Rodeo ain't cheap.
It ain't cheap. Pay the park. Prices have increased.
Pay to get in, and the prices have increased, and they ain't coming down. They're not coming down. Yeah, Ruben says it starts Thursday. Officially starts Thursday. So yeah, if I can get some tickets, I don't want to pay $100 to get in, and then $100 in food, and then $100 in games. It costs you $300. I'm at $300, but some people like base their year around this though. Like it's a big deal. It's a huge deal. So I get
Loco's in here with a good point. Let's get a late punch for Jaden Smith. Did you see what he wore to the freaking Grammys?
You talking about Will Smith's son?
Yes.
No.
You didn't see his ass.
No, I didn't. Jaden's a different character, dude. So I'm not shocked.
He wore a freaking castle on top of his head. Like a giant castle. Sat in and imagine sitting behind this guy at the Grammys and he's blocking your view with a giant castle on top of his head. It's like a black castle. He called it a vampire castle.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at it right now. What? Now, first of all, he looks stupid. Okay, I love the Smith family, but he looks stupid. But this is more like I would even understand if let's say he did it at the Met. If he did it at the Met Gala, LG, I'd be like, all
that's
right,
different. You're supposed to look
totally,
like that. Yeah,
you're supposed to look. But this shit, come on, dog. What did he call it?
A vampire castle.
Well, the Smiths are Illuminati. So
and apparently it cost $4,600.
No way. Jesus. I did not see that. I don't know how I missed that. I don't know how I missed that, but no, for the Grammys, that's pretty dumb. Hopefully hopefully either he sat on the last row or hopefully he had the decency to take it off while the award show is going on if somebody was sitting behind you. Keep my son's face out your house. We will be back whole tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Mike will be back. Then we're going to do 9 a.m. tomorrow. Mike will probably be at his house. I'll be at my house. So I can't wait to hear about the trip. I'm sure Mike is going to have some things he wants to catch up on and rant about. He's been out the loop. So appreciate y'all tuning in to LG and myself. Had a really fun time doing the show with LG. And we're back as a unit tomorrow. So y'all tap in, 9 a.m. in the building. Love y'all hard. Peace.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.